It's become my life. It's really cool. Like, I used to be really, really shy, and I've definitely come out of my shell. I've learned so many new trades, and I've met so many cool people. My name is Candace, and I go by Vampire Kitten, and I've been cosplaying since around 2005. Cosplay's really impacted my life in that I actually run multiple businesses, so I get to make cosplay accessories and I list them online. My business is actually SteamWolf Symphony, along with Ghoul Girls, which is my horror photography. So I sell online on Etsy, and I also sell at conventions. And it seems really well received, so every craft fair or convention that I do, a lot of people love my designs, and it's actually really cool. I grew up crafting. Going to conventions came after, because I started just making costumes at first. I started going to Labyrinth, which is a masquerade ball. I really like fantasy, and I started doing masquerade costumes, but I didn't really go to Anime Expo or anything until I was 18. And I started going to cosplay picnics and meeting up with people on cosplay.com, and it just kind of blossomed from there. I'm not one of those people that goes out of their way to be in character. I will for photos, because it obviously looks a lot better, but it's more costuming to me than cosplay. I like the idea of construction. Like, I'll go online and I'll geek out over how people build things. I never took formal training in any of this stuff, so the process of learning how to, say, resin cast or sew or any of that, it's definitely trial and error for me, but it's also really cool in that I get to learn a new skill. So that's kind of one of the most attractive things to me about cosplay. When I go to conventions, it's actually a pretty positive for me. People usually comment me on my construction. It makes me feel better about myself, and I'm just like, oh man, I could probably do this for more of a living. Like, I could actually make costumes, or I push myself further when people give me the positive comments. I know I see a lot of girls that are just like, people are awful, or they're mean, or whatever else, but I don't let people do those things to me. I don't let them say sexist remarks or anything that they shouldn't be saying in a convention, or if I see it happening, I'm just like, look, dude, that's not cool. Like, people shouldn't act like that. That's common sense. It just blows my mind. Like, I don't know. I have a huge costume closet, so I have so many costumes. Typically, I cosplay characters that are from video games. My first cosplay costume was BloodRayne, which I would really like to remake, because I think it was pretty good for, you know, my first sewing project, but it needed some help. So some of my favorite costumes that I've made are, I have my Masquerade, my water dragon, I love it, and my green dragon. They're really cool. And then I have my Connor, Assassin's Creed, which is fairly new. I have my superhero Ariel, and then my Mrs. Marr for the 501st Legion. She's an expanded universe character. She's blind, so she has a face cover, and all the kids are just like, can you see? And I usually say, I can see with the Force. Like, I can still see you, but I love when kids recognize my character, and they think I'm, you know, Ariel, or they think I'm Tinkerbell. It's like I go and I do birthday parties for kids, and it's kind of just like this side weekend thing that I like to do, because I like to hang out with kids. And I mean, I know I promise it's not creepy or anything. I'm just like, I just like to go and, you know, be a character and go play games and do story time with kids. So for that kind of stuff, it takes me like an hour or so in the morning to just like prepare, like mentally prepare. Usually, like when I do princess shows, I watch Enchanted, because Amy Adams has like that princess thing down. So like she inspires me when I go do my princess parties. The satisfaction of getting to like see kids' faces light up because their favorite characters are there is actually one of the coolest things. I do work on a combination of Ghoul Girls costumes, because I do all the makeup and costumes for those shoots, plus I do the photography. So I'll do that, SteamWolf, which is all my ears and horns, at the same time, and then I'll try and get a cosplay done in between that. If I get frustrated, I have to stop, otherwise I will just throw it out and never work on it again. So the most difficult costume I'm actually in the middle of making right now. It is a Tron siren, like siren gem, and it is a nightmare. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it is the hardest thing I've ever made in my life. I will never make a bodysuit again. I'm just not good at it. And there's so many pieces. I'd have to say there's at least 45 pieces to this costume. And it's a skin-tight bodysuit, so it's not like it should be hard. But it's been like 2 years in the making. It's really important for me to collaborate with other people. Like, I love doing groups. Our superhero Disney princesses, we're all over the nation. So the fact that I get to collaborate with those girls online and then see everybody only once a year and see how we all fit together, it's actually a really cool, amazing process. And then I have my dragon group, which is basically me and a few friends, and we're usually dragons or something themed at a masquerade ball every year. Like, I love being able to get in a room with a bunch of people and swap ideas and help each other build things that we wouldn't normally be able to build and learn new techniques. I do work with my boyfriend a lot on construction and like prop making, and I know that he really likes doing that sort of thing. So it's actually a really good like relationship building thing. Like, we get to work together on things that we wouldn't normally get to work on. Right now he's actually helping me put all the EL on my Tron costume. He built my disc, like he gutted the whole thing, and he put all his own LEDs and all his own circuitry and stuff. Like, he went to school to be an electrical engineer. So the fact that he can do all that stuff where I can do all the other stuff, it's kind of like a cool team because we can pretty much do it all. It's fun. I hope ultimately that I'll be able to be my own boss, that I'll be able to work for myself and make things for a living, like make props and accessories and just even costume pieces. My business is actually kind of taking off. A lot of people are actually commissioning me to do accessories or props or different things like that. My boyfriend is really into helping me with a lot of the electronic stuff, and I like learning. So when I get the opportunity to learn a new trade, it's actually really positive for me. So I probably will continue doing it for a really long time.